Well, hello again, and welcome back to the Straight A Nursing Podcast. I am Nurse Mo, and this is episode 184. And today we are talking about 8 online tools that are really helpful for nursing students. Now, before we dive into that, I do have a quick listener shout out. And this listener shout out goes to Leonardson. And Leonardson says, "Thank you, Nurse Mo, for the dosage calculations boot camp. My school moved my exam up by 1 week, and the baseline that boot camp provided me saved my bacon." Leonardson, I think you saved your bacon by going through the boot camp, doing the work, learning how to do the dosage calculations, and passing your exam. I'm so proud of you. Good job. And it's totally not fair that your school moved your exam up by 1 week. Holy cow. But I'm glad that boot camp could be there to help you. So what Leonardson is talking about, you guys, is my dosage calculations boot camp, which is inside Crucial Concepts Boot Camp. So Crucial Concepts Boot Camp is on sale right now, and that's why I wanted to talk about it real quick. So in the episode notes, you will see a link to that. Okay, you guys, so let's talk about 8 online tools for nursing students. So by now, you probably know that nursing school can be really intense. Your schedule can be really packed. You could have mountains of homework, exams almost every week, if not more than one exam a week, and so much to learn that at times it can feel like you'll never conquer it all. You are going to conquer it, by the way. But having the right digital tools can help and make such a big difference. So today I'm going to be talking you through 8 top online tools for nursing students. So number 1, my fave online tool for nursing students is Google Drive. So Google Drive, if you aren't aware yet, is a cloud-based storage system that enables you to save files online so you can basically access them from multiple devices, wherever you are. If you're at home, you're at school, you're at work, you're at clinical, you're at your in-laws' house for the weekend, whatever it is, if you have an internet connection, you can get online and get to your Google Drive. So all you need to access Google Drive is a Google account, free Google account that comes with 15 gigabytes of free Google Drive storage. That is huge, you guys. And I also have a Dropbox account, and I don't think there's anything about Dropbox that's free. So the fact that Google Drive gives you this much free storage is awesome. And one of the best things about Google Drive, aside from being able to access documents, spreadsheets, slideshows remotely, is that you can collaborate very easily with other people. And if you're working on a group project, for example, then it's so easy to start a Google document. I have access to it now. You have access to it now. We can work on it simultaneously. We can collaborate on things together. It is absolutely just a great way to streamline workflow and get more done. So in addition to the documents, like I mentioned, there's also spreadsheets that you can make in Google Drive. There's Google Slides, which enables you to make presentations. There are other things in Google Drive, but those 3 functions would probably be the ones that a nursing student would use the most. One of the coolest things about using a document or a spreadsheet or what have you in Google Drive is that it saves your changes as you go. So if you're the kind of person who sometimes forgets to click save and then you lose all of your work, you don't have to worry about that when you're working in a Google document. Everything you make is updated and you always have the latest version whenever you access it. So Google Drive, my number 1 online tool for nursing students. You will find a link to Google Drive in the episode notes. There's also a blog article about all of these things as well, so don't feel like you have to take notes. You can find all of this online on the Straight A Nursing website as well. and the links are in that also. All right, ready for number 2? My number 2 favorite online tool for nursing students is LastPass. So nursing school is really busy, right? We all know this. How much you get done really does come down to how well you manage your time and how efficient you are. A key element of time management that a lot of people overlook, and I kind of overlooked it until I started paying attention to it, is password management. How many times have you had to go get a password reset? How much time do you spend searching for your online passwords, clicking the I forgot my password links, looking for the email, resetting your password, etc.? Like I said, once I started really paying attention to how often I did this, and there was a time when I was doing it daily, multiple times a day. What a waste of time. And I realized I was also physically looking up passwords in my top secret little password book that I keep in a top secret location in my office. That's just a waste of time right there. Nursing students don't have a single moment to spare. So I started using LastPass, and life-changing, absolutely life-changing. So LastPass alleviates all of this password searching, password remembering, password resetting, password forgetting, all of it, because you have one master password with LastPass, because it's the last password that you basically need, and it manages all of your other passwords. And you can even download the LastPass browser extension so that it automatically loads your LastPass passwords into the form fields when the form field pops up for you to input your username and password. You can put it in right there from the LastPass browser extension, and bam, it is absolutely amazing. And then if you need to share a password with someone, but you don't really want to share your password with someone, you can just share with them a LastPass password link. And so they get I don't even know how it works, you guys. It's encrypted, it's super secret, but they get a LastPass into your account that you're sharing with the other person without ever having to know your password. So I don't know, if you want to give your kids access to do something, but you don't want them to know what your actual password is, you don't want them to have that much power, you can share it via LastPass. It's totally secure and amazing. There are free plans available, and that's at lastpass.com. I will link to that in the episode notes as well. Okay, number 3, top tool for nursing students, you guys. And that is GoodNotes or Notability. And I lump these together because they're more or less the same type of thing. So if you really want to take your entire school life online, then look no further than GoodNotes or Notability. Both of these apps enable you to handwrite notes, store them, organize them, all on your iPad, and then subsequently on the cloud. So GoodNotes and Notability are pretty similar in their functionality. There are a few key differences in how they organize files and some of the things that they do. So both of these apps will enable you to create notebooks for different subjects. You can handwrite your notes in there. You can type your notes in there. You can even search your handwritten notes, which is amazing. You can import images, link to web pages, all kinds of stuff. Notability has one added benefit of audio recording. So if that's really important to you, then Notability is going to be the one that you will want to check out. But I love them both equally. They are absolutely fantastic. So I will put some links in the episode notes so that you can go check out GoodNotes and Notability. Before we dive into number 4, let's hear a brief message from our sponsor. Now, I want to thank our sponsor, ATI, for supporting the Straight A Nursing podcast. You probably know that ATI is the creator of ATI-T's exam. And because they created the exam, they are the best source to help you prepare for it. Whatever level of prep you're at, ATI will help you build confidence in your ability to pass it. Visit atitesting.com to learn about their T's prep packages. And if you purchase one online, get 15% off by using promo code STRAIGHTANursing. Offer valid through December 31st, 2021. Not compatible with any other offer. Prep with the creators of the T's. Prep with ATI. All right, so you ready to dive into number 4 online tool for nursing students, and that is Grammarly. Oh my gosh, I have recently started using Grammarly and I absolutely love it. So let's be honest, you guys, when we are in a time crunch, which often we are, right? You might be in a rush to deliver a paper, a care plan. Maybe it's an email or one of those discussion board posts that you have to do all the time. A lot of times our fingers just move faster than our brains do, which is where Grammarly has stepped in and saved me time and time again. So this cloud-based writing assistant basically reviews your spelling, your punctuation, your grammar, and clarity as you write. And yes, the grammar functions work with Google Documents. Hello. Plus, if you sign up with the .edu account, Grammarly provides their plagiarism checker function absolutely free, which is huge. Students will often not even realize that they're using something that is from another source. Maybe you pulled some data over from a research article and then you forgot about it, and then you find it later in your notes and don't remember that you haven't yet rewritten it into your own words using your own language and inferences. Grammarly can check and catch that accidental, unintentional plagiarism. Beyond that, just the spell checker for it is great. I've learned that I don't use commas appropriately, so Grammarly is catching all of my punctuation mistakes. It's been absolutely fantastic. So there will be a link for Grammarly in the episode notes. And if you have a .edu account, which you probably do if you're going to a school, then you can get some of that extra stuff that is normally part of their premium plan absolutely free. Okay, the number 5 online tool for nursing students is, and newsflash, it's another Google product, it's Google Scholar. So of course, if your school has a database that you can use to search for published articles, that's going to be your best bet right there. But what if you just want to do a quick search? Or what if your school doesn't offer this service? You don't have a big library and a big database that you can use. Well, you can hop on over to Google Scholar and find a lot of research articles. It is an excellent online resource for finding those scholarly articles. Many times there are the full text versions available for free. Some other advantages of Google Scholar that I really like are it's really easy to use, like all Google products are, and it covers a wide range of materials, not just journal articles. So you could find conference proceedings, you could find books in there that you might want to reference. So it's pretty broad reaching. It enables you to create citations in multiple styles, which you'll be using APA most likely. And a really cool feature that shows you other articles you might find interesting that are related to the one you're looking at now, which is a really nice way to, as you're doing your research for your articles, you find one article, it'll suggest other things. So it makes it easy to build that research that you're searching for. Google Scholar, it does have some limitations though. The main limitation, and I want you guys to be aware of this if you're using it, is that it has kind of a loose criteria for what is determined scholarly. So it will be up to you to determine the quality of the articles or the items that it's sending you to, okay? Additionally, with Google Scholar, you are not able to limit results just to peer-reviewed journals like you would be with PubMed or on your school's library website, for instance. You'll likely have to sift through a lot of things that you might not be able to use, but it's just great. I love using it, especially in the early stages of my research when I just want to get a feel for like what's out there on this topic. And you go through Google Scholar and you can just get a wealth of information. Now, another resource that I mentioned a moment ago is PubMed. PubMed does have a higher standard for what is included, but you may hit more paywalls with PubMed. So if you're on a budget, nobody wants to spend $30 per article when you're a nursing student and you're using 10 articles for your paper, that would make no sense. Start with Google Scholar if you don't have that resource at your library. See where the research stands. See if there's enough research out there to even support what you want to write about. And then you can go deeper from there. It is fantastic. I'll put a link for Google Scholar in the episode notes. All right, ready to talk about number 6? The number 6 top online tool for nursing students is probably one you've never heard of and might not even realize that you need, but I'm going to tell you all about it. And maybe by the time I tell you about it, you'll think, I need this. And that is Zotero. So Zotero might just be my favorite tool ever. I do not think I would have survived graduate school without it. I really wish I had discovered it during my undergraduate nursing education, but I didn't, and that's okay. I found you eventually, Zotero, and I love you. So if you've ever felt even the tiniest bit overwhelmed by all the research articles, the research sources, the books, the publications, the reference materials that you have to utilize and keep track of for your papers, your care plans, all those written assignments, Zotero is going to change your life. So Zotero is a bibliography manager. And while there are several bibliography managers out there, I found Zotero to be absolutely one of the easiest to use. And here's what I really loved about it. It integrates with Google Docs and it integrates with Google Scholar. So it's really convenient to use as well. So the Zotero website, which I will link to in the episode notes, describes the tool as a way to collect, organize, cite, and share your research articles. So what saved me so much time in nursing school was that, or in my graduate program actually, was I created a folder inside my free Zotero account that housed all the references that I regularly used, like my pharmacology textbook, my pathophysiology textbook, my drug reference guides, all these things that I used all the time, books about theory and nursing education theory and all of that. I put all of those into Zotero in a special folder. And then as I was writing my papers and all of that, I could so easily grab that citation right there from Zotero. It's not like I had to go and reinvent the wheel every single time I wanted to talk about something from my nursing education theory class, right? I had the book already saved right there in my manager. And what I really love about Zotero is the ability to automatically add citations as you write. So let me tell you why I discovered Zotero and kind of how it came about. So I was writing for graduate school and I wrote a paper and I took a little bit of a break between undergrad and graduate school. So I had been out of practice using APA format and all of that. So I had been out of school for a little bit, came back, wrote my first paper for graduate school, and I got a little cocky, you guys. I thought, I'm just going to write the paper. When I get to something in my paper that I need to cite, I'll just make myself a little notation. And honestly, the notation said in parentheses, cite this. And I went through my whole paper like that. Well, then the day before the paper was due, I thought, okay, I'm going to go back in, just going to real quick add my citations, build my bibliography out. Let me tell you, going back into a paper to add your citations after the fact, it probably took me like 5 hours to do that. And it was so incredibly stressful because I was triple cross-referencing, checking everything. And then I had to build my bibliography at the end of that. And that took forever. And I hadn't used APA format in a while. So of course I was looking up every single comma, and it just took forever. And I still remember it being super, super frustrating and really stressful. And then to make matters even worse, there was one type of citation that I did so completely wrong that I missed a fair amount of points on that first paper. So I realized, okay, I can't take APA formatting, APA citations, and references for granted. And I'm going to be doing a ton of research for graduate school and writing a ton of papers. I need to get this bibliography management thing under control. So I started doing online research and looking for bibliography manager tools. And there were quite a few that I found, but I loved Zotero because it got really great reviews for ease of use. And the coolest thing that I love about it, and maybe some of the others do this, but Zotero just makes it so easy, is that as you are writing, there's a little extension in Chrome, there's an extension in Microsoft Word, and you just click on it and it basically says, I want to add a citation here. And then you click on it and a little window comes up and you type in the author name or the keyword of the article or whatever that you want to cite. And it pulls that information over and bam, your citation is there in your paper. And 9 times out of 10, it's in the proper format. With any bibliography manager, you guys, I'm not going to say you can set it and forget it. You still need to make sure the formatting is perfect because a lot of these things are automated. And when you go and you grab the source information, it may not pull it over exactly the way you want. So you do still need to understand APA formatting and how to do it. But at least this puts it into the document. And then it's super easy to go back through and make sure, okay, this should be capitalized, this shouldn't, et cetera, et cetera. And then at the very end of your paper, this is the coolest part, and I always loved doing this. When you're all done and all your citations are in there, you hit the little key that basically says, create my reference list, my bibliography for this paper, and it pulls everything over into that reference list format, and it's so magical. Now, again, would I just pull that over and walk away? Heck no. But it does make it about 100 times faster. And then I go through and I look at all of them because APA formatting, as you will learn if you haven't yet, very, very particular. Certain things are italicized, some things are initial capped, some things aren't. So you just need to go through and make sure everything is all buttoned up and in the right place. But once I started using Zotero to manage my bibliographies, manage my citations, saved massive amounts of time with writing my papers. When I was working on my big paper for graduate school so that I could graduate, I had hundreds of research articles, and this would have been so overwhelming if they were all just in random places on my computer or printed or what have you, but they were all nice and neatly and beautifully organized and categorized and keyword and everything just beautiful inside my Zotero account. So you can get a free Zotero account with a fair amount of storage. For graduate school, I did end up having to pay like $20 a year for storage because I had so much. But for undergraduate nursing school, you would never need that much. So I bet you most likely it would be free for you. And I want you to go check it out. Don't wait until school starts to set this up and learn how to use it because it's going to have a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get it, you're going to be zipping through your writing assignments. So you want to get that kind of set up and familiar with it before classes start. Okay. Can you guys tell? I love that one. All right. Here's another great online tool for nursing students, and this is also related to your writing, and that's the Purdue OWL website. So even though Zotero, again, is going to add your citations and your bibliography, that reference list at the end of your papers, automatically, you still need to understand APA format and the concept behind it and why you're doing things the way that you're doing them. No technology is going to be perfect, and it's also highly reliant on the information that you put in to that citation generator. So the go-to resource for all things APA online, to me, is Purdue OWL. Now, I hope that you have an APA book because you will be referencing that a lot. But for quick examples, quick lookups, Purdue OWL is fantastic. It has a wealth of resources for APA formatting and professional writing, including a section on writing for healthcare. Other sections to check out on the Purdue OWL website are tips on avoiding plagiarism and conducting research. So there's a ton of great stuff there, especially if you've never done any scholarly writing, any college level writing, or like me, you'd been out of school for a while and needed a little bit of a refresher. So I will put the link for the Purdue OWL website in the show notes below. Okay, you guys, number 8, the number 8 online tool for nursing students, and I've talked about this one before because I love it that much, is Focus Keeper. Focus Keeper is an app that follows the principles of the Pomodoro technique. So if maintaining focus is a challenge for you, you get distracted easily, or you feel kind of mentally scattered because of all the things you need to do for nursing school, the Pomodoro technique can really be impactful. So the Pomodoro technique has you alternating focused work sessions with intentional breaks with a goal of keeping you really super focused while also helping to prevent mental fatigue. So the Focus Keeper app enables you to set these Pomodoro time blocks. In the traditional Pomodoro technique, you work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. And then after 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. But with the Focus Keeper app, you can change those settings, I believe, if you want to have a longer work session and different breaks. But if you're going traditional, it's about a 25-minute, highly focused work session and then a 5-minute break. And you do that a few more times, and then you take that longer break. So Focus Keeper is for Apple. If you're an Android user, there's one called Clockwork Tomato that is similar and also free. So I want you to check those out. It's so great. And it's kind of like a challenge, right? Like, let's see how much I can get done in this one Pomodoro. You put on your timer and you just get to work and you see what you can get done. And then when the timer's up, you take your break. It's really rewarding and it's really highly functional. Okay, you guys, I hope these tools help you be successful on your journey to become a nurse. If you've got a favorite tool that I didn't talk about, I'd love to hear about it. And again, I want to thank our sponsor, ATI. If you guys are taking the T's, I want you to go check out the ATI prep resources. Why go to anybody else? Go straight to the makers of the exam. So check them out at atitesting.com. See you again soon. Bye for now. This podcast is brought to you by Straight A Nursing.